Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching, and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question, and I give you my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know, as I've said on my previous videos, I'm not a therapist, and I will never tell you what you must do. This is your life, your journey, and you must make your own decisions. Now, each week on Friday, a new video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. I also talk about various other topics such as astrology, consciousness, healing, how the universe works, various other life renewal topics. So let's go ahead and get started with the questions from this week. Our first question is coming from Vanessa, who is in Boston, Massachusetts. Vanessa says, it can be hard for me to make decisions in the moment. How can I make the best decisions? Very good question. What I'm hearing you say is that you're not trusting yourself with the decisions that you are actually making, and you want to actually start trusting the decisions that you make. The first thing that I would do, and I always recommend this to everyone, is when you get up in the morning, say a prayer. Say a prayer to the divine, whomever you pray to, asking for guidance for the day. I do this on a daily basis. And what happens is over time, you begin to trust that you're receiving this information, that you're receiving guidance. You also begin to trust your decisions. And whatever decision you make, you've made the best decision possible for yourself, which is all that you can hope for. The next thing that you can do or want to do is figure out how your instincts work. You want to actually work with your instincts, with your intuition. You want to learn to figure out if you're getting information through your body or through your knowing. You want to figure out how you get information. Test. This is what you want to do, is test to figure this out. A lot of times when I'm making a decision, especially if it's an important decision, I will get quiet and, feel into the decision. It's sort of like there's a technique that is done through the body where people can do body testing and ask a question, and you have the arm held out. And if you ask the question and the arm falls, then you know that the answer is no or something like that. I'm not versed in that, but it's similar. So when you feel into yourself, your higher mind, that part of you that is all knowing, is constantly giving you information about your life and about the decisions that you're making. It's letting you know whether a decision is optimal or not. Remember, we all say, my goodness, my instincts told me not to do that, or my gut said do that, and I didn't do it, or I did do that, and then I got in trouble, or I didn't get in trouble. That's what we're talking about here. When a lot of times, like what you're saying, Vanessa, is sometimes decisions have to be made spur of the moment. And that's when you want to have honed your skills, your own instincts, to know intuitively what is right for you. This takes time to do, but it can be done. I mean, I've done it, and I know it can be done if I can do it. You do want to start practicing, though. So hopefully that answers your question. Please let me know. Send me an email or post below so that I know what you think about that answer. Now, let's talk about reincarnation. Yes, this is one of my favorite topics, reincarnation. There are, of course, a lot of people who don't believe in reincarnation, but I do. So, what reincarnates? It's not the body. No, the body doesn't reincarnate. What reincarnates is that part of you that never dies, your soul, your spirit. It goes from lifetime to lifetime because what it's seeking is experience, and it wants to know itself. It wants to grow and develop its consciousness. It's connected, as we know, to the consciousness of everything. But it's basically out here incarnating from lifetime to lifetime, gaining experience and gaining wisdom so that it can just know itself. That's what it's about. Now, we do have people who actually have information about their prior lives. Sometimes those prior lives seep into this incarnation. And when it does, when a prior life seeps into this incarnation, there is something there that you need to recognize. Maybe there's something there that needs to be healed. But you don't go seeking information on your prior lives, or actually, I don't recommend that you go seeking information on your prior lives unless you have an issue that you want to work on, or unless you want to help yourself to grow and evolve. You don't do it for fun because it won't work. You won't get anything when you actually do that. So anyway, that's just a little bit about prior lives. Let me know what you think about prior lives. Send me an email. All right. Our next question comes from Jonathan, who is in Washington, D.C. Jonathan asks, how often should I get a reading? That's a very good question. And it's one of those common questions that a lot of people have. And the answer, of course, depends on your reasoning for getting a reading. Most of the time, it's okay to get a reading once a year. Now, that depends on the astrologer that you are working with. Some astrologers give 2-year readings, so there's no need to go back to that particular astrologer for 2 years. Most astrologers will give a reading for the current year, just 1 year ahead. And then you'll need to go back on a yearly basis to get information on the energy that you're going to be working with over the course of that next year. In addition to that, if you have questions, life questions, maybe you want to know when to purchase a house, or you've met someone and you want to find out what that relationship could be like. Maybe you lost something and you want to find it. There could be various reasons that you would want to contact an astrologer in between a regular yearly reading, and that's okay too. So the bottom line is it depends on you and what your question is. If you have a question, you can always contact an astrologer halfway through, or not really halfway through, at any time. Basically, you can contact an astrologer to get help or get answers to your question. So I hope that answers your question for you. Please send me an email letting me know what you think. If you've had a reading, if you're looking for a reading, I'd love to hear from you. Now, if you want to know more about me or learn more about me, you can read my book, And the Lotus Opened, a memoir. I will put a link to the book website below so that you can go there and find and get more information. If you have questions that you'd like my opinion on here on Ask Coach Marie, please send them to padmacoach@icloud.com. I will put that link below also. And please go ahead and like and subscribe to my YouTube station. That really helps me with the algorithms, and also it helps you because you get notified when a new video is released. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this particular session this Friday. Please reach out, ask questions. I'm here for you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.